At some point he paused. He stared at me very intensely, and he said in almost calm certainty, "I don't want to end up the way he did. I don't want to be like him." This was a statement made by Michael Jackson to Lisa Marie Presley in a conversation about her dad. Today I'd like to discuss some of the possible factors that led to Michael Jackson's death in 2009. Michael's unusual life as a superstar ended abruptly at the age of 50. I've been a Michael Jackson fan my whole life. I've followed every song, every video, and dig up as much info as I can about him. To help understand what may have led up to or caused the death of this superstar, I want to look at two main factors: doctor shopping and prescription medications. Now, first let's look at what doctor shopping is and what it meant to Michael. Doctor shopping is one of the primary ways that addicts obtain prescription medications. Doctor shopping refers to when an individual visits several different doctor's offices to obtain prescriptions for the same medications, and then has a prescription filled at different pharmacies. This allows the individual to obtain more of the drug than any one physician or pharmacy would allow. When doctors say no, patients will go until they find the one that says yes. And this is illegal, punishable by up to 5 years in prison. It's a felony. I asked my audience, does the fact that celebrities have the money and influence to doctor shop and contribute, does this contribute to their deaths? Members agreed that having money and power leads people to seek whatever they basically want without any questioning. Michael was introduced to doctor shopping on his world tour in the 90s. CNN reported that he suffered from insomnia and traveled with an anesthesiologist who would bring Michael down at night and then bring him back up. According to a police report, security guards in Jackson's inner circle said he traveled the world getting prescriptions from doctors. Dr. Alan Metzger, whose name appeared on the search warrant during the investigation, refused Jackson's request for the anesthetic Proferol. He told Jackson during a visit to his home that the drug was dangerous and potentially life-threatening and could not even be used outside the hospital. However, Metzger prescribed Jackson drugs under the alias Omar Arnold and Michael Jackson, which was not illegal since he used both names together. Dr. Metzger thought it was his duty to protect the privacy of his patient. Omar Arnold is one of the 19 aliases Michael Jackson was known to use. That is a lot. Sherilyn Lee was a nurse practitioner who treated Jackson. She said the singer begged her for Proferol to help him get a good night's sleep. She said she refused, telling the pop star that if he took the medicine, he might never wake up. Dr. Chopra said in a recent interview, when Jackson asked him for a narcotic, he told him absolutely no. Quote, "I said to him, Michael, you're going to die from this one day," unquote. Now let's look at the prescription medications. According to the Scientific American website, a growing number of overdoses of legal opioids, sedatives, and tranquilizers have led up to a 65% increase in hospitalizations and deaths over the last 7 years. That's more than any other drug combined, just prescription drugs. Proferol is an anesthetic. It brings on a coma, not sleep. Anesthesiologists use it in the operating rooms before surgery. Jackson should have never had it in his home. And because he did, Jackson died of an overdose of Proferol. But he also took several other drugs in 9 hours before his death, including the painkillers Vicodin, Oxycontin, also the anxiety pills, Valium, Ativan, Klonopin, Serax, and Restorol. The morning Jackson died, Dr. Murray gave Jackson Valium at 1:30 a.m. Murray said the Valium didn't work, so he gave the singer an IV injection of lorazepam. Murray told cops that Michael Jackson was still awake, so he gave him midazolam, which is a sedative. He says at 10:40 a.m., he then administered 25 milligrams of propofol. At 11 a.m., Dr. Murray said Jackson was no longer breathing. So now we can kind of see how these two factors may have contributed to the death of Michael Jackson. I mean, Michael Jackson's unusual life as a superstar ended at the age of 50 in 2009. Prescription medication and the ability to doctor shop are two factors that led to the death of a superstar. Michael was just one of many to have had their life ended early by prescription medications. Lisa Marie stated in her blog, "I promptly tried to deter him from the idea, at which point he just shrugged his shoulder and nodded, almost matter of fact, as if to let me know. He knew what he knew, and that was kind of that. It's as if Michael predicted his own demise."